And good morning to all. It is a Friday. It is the Breakfast Burrito. We are back with some live video, other than Tommy P's because his camera's broken. But, guys, it was a fun run in the NCAA March Madness Tour on our YSN bracket, but I am out. Thank you, Arizona, very much. The great state of Arizona coming through once again. We talked about their unbelievable football team in the professional ranks yesterday, and their basketball team backs them up yesterday. Hold my beer, Cardinals. Hold my beer. The Arizona Wildcats out in the first round. That's how we're starting the Breakfast Burrito. Squeaky Bandito is in the house. Tommy Pease is in the house. Guys, you were right. You were right on almost every single pick yesterday that we talked about on the burrito. Congratulations to you, and have fun the rest of the tournament because I'm going to be cleaning up my tears and my beers.
It's still day two. You're not out of it yet.
You realize I picked Arizona to win it.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means everything.
Yeah, your bracket's dead.
It might be. It probably is, but crazier things have happened.
I want to hang out with your bracket. Like, your bracket's like sunshine and rainbows. My bracket's dead. It's gone. It's over.
Mine could die today.
93% yesterday.
That was you.
Yeah, it's me, baby.
You called.
And then I'm really upset because the one bracket I know, but my Loyola bracket, the one I picked Loyola, I had some struggles in the first round. But the other bracket, which I didn't pick Loyola, I'm at 92.5% on that one. So, and I got all champions still in play, but because I didn't pick Arizona, of course. But yeah, not a bad start.
I did notice that you are that guy that picks like 2 brackets, 3 brackets.
I'm just two brackets. That's it.
Cheating bastard.
Well, I mean, if even my worst bracket's better than your only bracket.
Wow. Okay. All right. I see. Well played, sir. Well played. Thanks again, Wildcats. Appreciate it.
Put the madness in March Madness yesterday. There were some exciting games. A lot of blowouts, though. Yeah.
Did you pick Buffalo to beat Arizona?
No, I didn't.
No.
So then you guys can't talk. Just because I took them a little bit further than the rest of you guys.
I only had them going to Sweet 16 anyway. It's not that much of a killer. I missed the Loyola game, but I only had Miami going the next round anyway.
Yeah, I lost that game. Did not take the P's pick.
Loyola, baby.
How did you pick that? How do you know?
Just pretty smart. I mean,
smart guy.
You know what? I didn't see Loyola play all year, but I did catch a little clip of them on ESPN, and I liked what I seen. And so in Miami, they're such a Jekyll and Hyde type team, so it just made sense. Loyola, I think they won 11 out of their last 12, so they were playing good basketball, and that's important when we get to this time of year, March Madness. But yeah, you know what though? Honestly, I'll be honest with you. That Buffalo team, they're good. That's a good basketball team.
They weren't messing around.
No, they're fast-paced. They play good defense. They're tough. I enjoyed watching them play. They're gonna give fits.
You think they're gonna be able to beat Kentucky?
It'll be a good game.
Are they the Cinderella team? Are they America's pick right now? They got to be.
Yeah, I think that people are going to get behind them.
And they're playing where? In Boise right now. Right?
What'd you say?
Are they playing in Boise? Is that where they're playing?
Yes, Boise. Yep.
Huh. That'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. All right, guys. I mean, were there any other games that you watched that you really stood out to you yesterday? Obviously, Madness is all we're going to talk about for the majority of the show today. A couple different things. I know that the Bandito wants to talk a little bit about basketball on the professional stage. during the game, but we'll get to that in a little bit. What stood out to you yesterday? What makes March Madness so special, and how was it encapsulated yesterday?
It's just great. I mean, it's the top 64 teams in the country who've earned the right there, whether it be by great regular season play or a conference championship. And you get to see some of the best basketball pretty much in the world on the grandest stage of them all. I enjoyed yesterday. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in the Oklahoma Sooners. I thought that Trae Young would be able to at least get them past Rhode Island in the first round. He did have 28 points. Probably turned the ball over a little too much, though, and it kind of held Oklahoma back in an overtime loss. But I tell you who I really liked yesterday is Alabama. Really enjoyed watching Alabama play late last night. Their point guard Sexton, he's sexy. Sexton is sexy. He's a well-rounded point guard, can pretty much do it all. And then they shot well from the outside, which is very, very important when it comes to March Madness, being hot from beyond the arc. And they had one guy there who can't remember his last name, but he hit 6 threes in that game. So Alabama, they got size, they got speed, and they can shoot, and that's a recipe for success in the NCAA tournament. So I like Alabama. I talked about Buffalo, really liked what I seen out of them yesterday. So those two teams for me were probably my favorite, Buffalo and Alabama, and we'll see how that plays out moving forward.
You just like the underdog, don't you?
No, it's not. It's not that I like the underdog. It's just I like the style of play that those two teams showed us yesterday. And if we're looking for, everybody likes a Cinderella story or an underdog story. So, and there's always one or two every year in this tournament, and both those teams, played the part yesterday in what they bring to the table. So, Alabama, Buffalo, going to be a tough out for whoever they play in the next round. And Buffalo, I think, is Kentucky, right?
Yes.
And Alabama will play.
Villanova.
Can somebody look at Villanova? So it'll be interesting.
Can you imagine those upsets? If Buffalo can keep it rolling and get past Kentucky, and then you have Alabama scoop past Villanova, I mean, everybody's going to be throwing their brackets out.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, one of those two teams are going to knock off Kentucky or Villanova. It's going to happen.
I'd play that bet. I'd play that bet.
Bring it.
I'd play the Kentucky bet before I played the Alabama bet.
What was your bracket like yesterday, big fella?
I haven't really checked it. I think I missed like 2 or 3 games. I think that's all I missed.
Okay, that's not too bad. We appreciate you chiming in on the YSN bracket.
What else was there? Oh, I didn't get to formally introduce myself this morning.
Uh-oh.
This is a Squeaky Bandito. The cheese, whatever you want to call me. Ladies, I'm single, so if you want to hit me up, you know where to find me. But just know one other thing, that my love life is more DOA than the Pac-12 at the NCAA tournament. It is something that hasn't been done in 21 years. None of your teams are playing in the second round of the NCAA tournament. It hasn't happened in 21 years to a major conference.
How long did it take you last night to think of that?
I didn't think of that last night. I saw it this morning on the bottom scroll ESPN while I was watching SportsCenter. Said no Pac-12 teams are playing in the round of 32. Hasn't happened since the Big 12 in 1997.
Jeez Louise. It's Squeaky. I love it. You say, you know what? I'm going to incorporate that into my intro.
I'm going to incorporate that into my intro. I really just want to say the first part just to get to the second. Because they are dead on arrival at this point. I mean, Arizona got blown out. They didn't just lose.
You're right. I was watching that game, but I literally turned it on in this about 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left in the second half. And I thought, okay, Arizona came back. Clicked it on, and I just went, uh-oh. Oh, boy. I'm dead. It's over. Why did I pick Arizona? Like, I don't understand it. I thought, they're going to rally behind their coach. They're going to be the guys that, they're playing good basketball, borderline great basketball. And then they pooped down their leg in the opening round against Buffalo. Buffalo.
I hate to break it to you, but Buffalo is the better team. They could play Arizona. They could play Arizona again, and Buffalo's going to win. They're the better basketball team. Listen,
the Pac-12 was garbage this year.
Let me ask you this question. You ready? And see if you guys can answer it. How many wins did Arizona have against top 25 opponents this year?
Probably, like I said, the Pac-12 was garbage, so probably not very many. Maybe 2 or 3, if that.
DJ?
I don't know. I don't know college basketball. That's why I picked Arizona.
Well, here's your answer. 0. 0 wins against a top 25 opponent for Arizona.
Here's my rebuttal.
So, DJ, if you would have just clicked on the little informational tab when you were filling out your bracket, you'd have seen that Arizona only beat nobody all year. So, therefore, even though I didn't pick Buffalo, I had Arizona losing in the next round, but they were beatable. That's one of the upset games.
So
that were going to happen.
So even though I said Monday, and you weren't on the call Monday when I said this, that I thought that the committee for the most part got it right. I remember saying that, DJ remembers me saying that. I thought for the most part they got it right, even though the NCAA, I compare it to being more corrupt than any of the 5 families that were involved with racketeering with the New York mob. I thought any business was like that or whatever, but if that's the case and they had no wins against top competition and the Pac-12 was garbage to the point that the second place team in the conference got left out of the NCAA tournament, how did they get a 4 seed? How? St. Mary's could have done better than that.
Whoa.
St. Mary's could have done better than that.
Whoa. Okay, let's hold the phones here. Just because Arizona lost, let's not beat the dead horse, right? Okay, Buffalo last night was the better team. But just like Gordon Bombay said in the Mighty Ducks, if we play them 100 times, they might win 99, but we got 1, okay? Anybody can win on any given day. And when you're in a tournament situation like that and it's win or go home, Buffalo has the advantage. Buffalo, the underdog, has the advantage. They've got nothing to lose. Everybody's expecting them to lose. So when they go out and they play lights out basketball, and they might have been the better team all season, who knows? But last night they were the better team. If it happened again, I firmly believe, and I'm not making excuses for Arizona, but look at what they have surrounding them. They have a controversy surrounding them. They don't know if their coach is going to be back. I picked Arizona. In all seriousness, I picked Arizona because I figured that would be a rallying point around that basketball team. Instead, it finally caught up to them and it defeated them. They were toast. But let's not pretend like some of the other games yesterday didn't happen. Our Buckeyes almost got toasted yesterday in the opening round. And then for them to come out and say that it was us against the world, I thought that was a little crazy. Because every single bracket that I saw, Ohio State was picked. So let's not go nuts and say that Arizona was that terrible of a team and was ranked at number 4. They were a 4 seed, okay? Because at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, they were the number 1 overall team in the country. At some point during the season.
They were in the top 10 of the country at the end of the year.
So let's not say that they were that bad of a team, because you cannot skirt that long for an entire season in the top 10 and not be a good team.
You can when there's nobody in your conference. Gonzaga does it. You can when there's nobody in your conference. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Silence. Radio silence.
No, it's a sales tactic. The next person that talks loses, and I was holding my breath.
the Buffalo coach yesterday, I'm still reading on this Buffalo Arizona thing. Just so you know, after the game, the Buffalo coach basically said, "Well, we got Arizona as a draw. Knew it was going to be a tough matchup, but the more film they watched on Arizona, the more confident they become that they would be able to go in there and take care of business." So Buffalo basically knew that they could go in there and beat Arizona. And last night in his interview, he said, "We can do the same thing to Kentucky." So I'm telling you, Buffalo's the pick, man.
Dude, listen, for him saying that, I hope Kentucky mops the floor with them. I hope Coach Cal sees that and goes, oh, okay, Buffalo, you want to play with the big boys? Here we come. It's Buffalo. Let's not get crazy. It is not, and I could be eating my words next week, but I'll tell you, it's Buffalo. It's Buffalo. Upsets are supposed to happen in the NCAA tournament. That's what makes it so great. But the problem's going to be, there's going to be people that get on the Buffalo bandwagon and are heartbroken whenever they come crashing down to reality and they play a top-tier team. If Arizona wasn't one, then I'll tell you Kentucky is. Kentucky is. And if Kentucky's not, the next round eventually they will find somebody who will wipe the floor with them, and the world will come crumbling and crashing back down to reality.
Buffalo, when they lose, because they will lose, you're right, will not lose by more than 7 points.
Why do you say that? Just because that's not a blowout?
Their style of play, I think defensively they're tough, and I think offensively they're fast-paced. And that works in this tournament. And they're not far off. Buffalo's not far off. They're talented. You've seen it last night from being elite.
No.
I'm telling you right now, that's a good basketball team.
Buffalo being elite.
Yep. They're gonna make a run. I'm telling you.
Is this just jock talk, or is it
They're
elite?
I like what I seen.
How many national championships does Buffalo have?
They have 0. I'm not saying they're going to the Final Four, but they're going to run through.
Don't you have to win to be elite?
Yeah, Elite 8. Buffalo Elite 8.
That was dirty. You led me right down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
That was dirty. Elite 8, you're saying.
Elite 8. This year. This is it.
All right. I'm putting that. I'm taking that bet all day. All day. Elite 8. I mean, let's look at some of the teams I don't have the bracket up. What are some of the teams they have to get through? Kentucky, number 1.
All right, hold on. I'll pull it up. Here we go.
If they were to somehow upset Kentucky, which I don't know, they'd probably have to play Virginia.
Yeah, they're going to play Virginia. So, yeah, they're going to go through Arizona, Kentucky, and Virginia. If they get to,
they're going to win.
Yeah, well, I think they're going to go the Elite 8.
Oh man, what are we betting on this?
You have Cincinnati in the Final Four.
I do.
I was going to laugh, but then I realized I picked Arizona to win it all. So, joke's on me.
Yep. There's your path. What a path. Arizona, Kentucky, and Virginia. What a path to the Elite 8.
All right, what's on the line here? What's on the line, boys? Is there a steakhouse nearby? You know what? Here's what we do. I've been wanting to go there I haven't been there in a year. Loser has to buy DJs.
All right. DJ's on DJ.
Oh, it ain't going to happen, Sonny. You better get your Buffalo MasterCard out.
Here, I tell you what. Well, just to make this fair, I'm taking Buffalo to the Elite 8. All right?
Okay.
We know that's the odds are against that because of the path that they have to go through.
The odds are against
No,
it.
listen. I'm picking it, though. I'm picking it. You got to pick another team that is a 13 seed. I'll tell you what, I'll even make it even easier on you. I'll make a 10 seed or worse to go to the Elite Eight.
No, I don't. The deal is, I don't think Buffalo is elite, and you do.
All right.
You think they're going to the Elite Eight, and I don't.
You got it. All right, DJs.
Oh,
We're going to DJs.
Wait.
If Buffalo don't go to the Elite Eight, it's on me. If Buffalo goes to the Elite Eight, it's on you.
You got a little nervous during that bet when you started thinking about it, didn't you?
Well, I mean, Kentucky, Arizona, Kentucky, Virginia. I mean, that's back to back to back.
But you know what? Here's the kicker. If they win, I will admit that they're elite. I'll say they're an elite team, just for you.
Okay.
And I will also crown you as the bracket god of YSN.
The Svengali of brackets.
Who do you got, Bandito? What's your thoughts on this bet?
If I was you, I would have set up Dallas instead of DJ's because he's not going to win this bet.
wait, what's Dallas's? Help me out here.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Abdallah's Steakhouse. You never been to Abdallah's Steakhouse?
No.
Oh, okay. That's the bet then. We're changing it.
No,
all right.
DJs.
No, you got to go to Abdallah's Steakhouse.
Bring cash.
Why?
Cash
don't
only.
take credit cards.
Well, it's not on me, so I guess.
True, but still.
Oh, not so fast now.
Oh, fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry, my friend. I can't wait.
When Buffalo knocks off Kentucky, you're going to be sweating so bad.
It's a $30 steak.
It's good.
I've dined with kings. Okay, $30 steaks mean nothing. But DJs, first off, the name, spot on. Secondly, the best ribs I've ever had in my life, bar none.
They were better.
They're good.
They were better. The old crap hole up on top of the hill. Honestly,
you watch your mouth.
They're still good. They're still good, but they were better. That old crap hill, top of the hill.
There's a difference between good and great, my friend. DJs, always great. DJs. Brought to you by DJs.
Ohio State or Gonzaga? Pick. Let's make a pick.
Ohio State. No, I take that back. Gonzaga, because
Ohio State.
Ohio State crapped the bed. If they
I'm on
play
the
like
fence.
they did,
I'm on the fence on that one.
Dude, listen. If they play like they did yesterday, they're getting. I don't even want to say shell shocked. They're going to get tossed out of that gymnasium. They're going to make the Arizona game look like it was close.
Neither one of them played good yesterday.
Yeah, that's true, but I like Gonzaga's rebounding. I don't listen. I'm an Ohio State guy, but I do not like this Ohio State versus the world crap.
Why?
I'm not buying it. Because
Why?
they're not. It's an Ohio State. Buffalo against the world? Okay. Ohio State. You are the Ohio State. You're as cocky as it comes because you put the in front of your name, in front of your university. You cannot do that and sit at the table with the big boys and say, oh, it's us against the world.
But they had two bad seasons, got rid of their coach in June, and were picked to finish 11th in the Big Ten this year.
And then what happened? Player of the year, coach of the year, in the tournament as a 5 seed?
They finished second in a pretty top-heavy conference, but a pretty bad conference at the bottom. Pretty top-heavy. Pretty top-heavy.
So how does that make them...
Penn State 3 times.
Okay, I get it, but why does that give you the right to say it's us against the world when just the very fact when you go in your locker room, there's a jersey in there that says Ohio State. It's not you against the world. You are well known. You are well represented. Sorry. I mean, I guess in your own locker room you can think that, but you are Ohio State. That's like saying Notre Dame versus the world. Well, guess what? Half the world's Notre Dame fans. Same with Ohio State. Half the world loves Ohio State. Half the world hates Ohio State.
If this was football, you'd have a valid argument. This isn't football. It's not a basketball school.
How many people follow just Ohio State football and say, I hate Ohio State and everything else but football?
How many people follow Ohio State football and know no other sports exist at Ohio State other than football? Probably half the state.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
I don't see 100,000 people going to a basketball game.
Listen, Ohio State had a storied basketball program not too long ago. Not too long ago at all. Because didn't they make it to the Final Four, if not the championship game, if I remember correctly? So this isn't like the first time the basketball programs ever made a run in
Final
history.
Four. They didn't make it to the title game.
Yeah, so you look at that. I mean, and that was Costa Kufos when he was on the team, correct?
No, that's when they ran into Kentucky in the Final Four.
So
the year they had Anthony Davis.
Yeah, you look at Ohio State is not too far away from that championship run, essentially, for being an elite team. And then now they're going to put this us against the world crap? No, sorry. And I'm an Ohio State guy, and I mean we're all Buckeyes here in Ohio. But I'll tell you what, man, the marketing around it is I'm not buying it. Buffalo, you want to do us against the world? Fine. That's because guess what? Everybody. I mean, I would like to see the statistics on who picked Buffalo yesterday. And if it was anybody outside of New York, similar to who wants the Patriots to win the next Super Bowl. It's going to be Boston, a couple of spots here and there, and then the rest of the map's going to be the other color.
At the beginning of the beginning of the Buffalo Arizona game, 76% of all brackets were still perfect. After the Buffalo Arizona game, 12% of all brackets were still perfect.
There you go.
So big difference. So not a lot of people took Buffalo.
And why would you? Yeah, I mean, and I'm not to knock Buffalo's program, but let's be real. Like
9%.
9% picked Buffalo.
Yes.
That is us against the world, right? That's 91% of people did not pick you.
Yeah, and I understand that, but you're saying you can't buy that it's Ohio State against the world. I could buy it because I'll go one further. Look at Pitt, just as recent as a couple of years ago. Look how far they've fallen. It's here today, gone today.
Now I'm with you. I see where you're going with that, but I still think if Pitt came back and won the champion, and if they beat, let's say they knocked off Arizona.
Ohio State wasn't competitive the last 2 years. Weren't
2 years. That's
a lifetime.
No, it is not.
With all the one and dones that go to these places, that's a lifetime.
No, it's not. They're still spending their money from that Final Four appearance. That's still racked up. And that's the thing. Like, if Pitt comes in and knocks off Arizona, it's not nearly as big as what Buffalo did last night.
Ohio State's basketball program lost all their momentum from that Final Four when they lost to Wichita State in the Elite Eight.
But Wichita State is a good program.
They have not been the same since. It's the point of it. They are good. They are a good program, but that's the point of it.
And they have been a good program for a decent amount of time.
For a long time, yes. So is Gonzaga, but
you go back and you say, okay, listen, Ohio State cannot say it's us against the world when they're favored to win that game. Go look at the statistics right now. And Ohio State can sit there and their coach can say, oh, it was us against the world. Nobody picked us to win. I would be willing to bet when you look at those brackets, the percentages were probably in Ohio State's favor to win that game yesterday. And if it's not,
76%.
So how is that you against the world? How are you I don't understand that. You're favored to win the game. 76% of people filling out a bracket chose you to win, and then you come off after the game and say, we were chosen to, our kids had a chip on their shoulder. The pundits picked us to lose. That's their job. the people in the media say things that they don't often mean. If you like, we talk about it all the time. Some days, guess what? I've got to be the bad guy and I've got to say things that I don't necessarily believe in. But guess what? It gets people talking. It gets people excited. It makes for good conversation, kind of like we're having now. I firmly believe that Ohio State is an elite team, and has been for a very long time. They have a storied basketball program. It's not their football program by far, but they're a competitive team that can make a run of the tournament. And when 76% of the country, or world in this case, says, we believe in you to win this game, I'm sorry, you cannot come back and say, we were the underdogs. No, you weren't. And they're a 5 seed? Sorry, man. That's 2 years ago or not. Thad Matta, wherever he is, God bless him. They just had a bad stretch, and guess what? Now they're back. And
where's he going now? He's going somewhere, isn't he?
Well, he's being talked about to go to replace Pitt, but after last night in Arizona, I would love to see Sean Miller come on home, baby. Pitt grad, Blackhawk grad, PITT.
That's all over the fan today.
I love it.
All over the fan today. That's all they're talking about.
Listen, there's nothing that would give me more joy.
Of course he is.
Oh, there would be nothing
Dunlap
to
wants
give
to
me more
burn down
joy.
the Pitt program right now.
Dunlap wants to.
Yes, he does. It's all he's been talking about the last 3 weeks. It's all he's been talking about.
Dunlap is the guy. When I talk about guys that say things that they don't necessarily get behind outside of the microphone, Colin Dunlap is a great, great morning host. And that's what he does. He creates – we're talking about him on our show, for crying out loud.
But the problem with Dunlap is he's trying to be Mark Madden. He's not Mark Madden.
I don't think he's trying to be Mark Madden. I think he's trying to raise people talking about subjects. And you can't get anybody talking about subjects if you're all on the same page. Tommy and I had that issue when we started the show. Every single thing we were on the same page and it was boring. And he'll tell you the same thing. So when we start getting on the other side of the fence, that's the industry. You got to be able to talk about both sides, and you got to be able to debate it. So whether I believe in it or not, and I firmly believe that Ohio State is an elite team, and they are not the underdogs to anybody unless they play a Duke, North Carolina, teams like that. A Virginia,
a Gonzaga, because
Arizona,
Gonzaga, because only 25% of the country picked them to go to the Sweet 16 anyway.
It's going to be
70% pick Gonzaga.
Dude, listen, it's going to be a great game. Tommy picked the game when we started, and it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be probably one of the best games of the tournament. It might not be clean, but it's going to be a good game. The best game yesterday was Loyola. How about that game? The stones on that kid at the end to throw that 3-ball up when you're only down 1. Stud.
Straight cash, homie.
Whose house?
Squeaky's house.
That's my ringtone right there. Were there any other games or any other teams that really surprised you? Any of the scores? And what are you guys looking forward to most today on day 2?
The Mountaineers. I'd like to see what the Mountaineers do here in round 1. See here. What else I got? Let me see.
I think Missouri Florida State's going to be a good game.
West Virginia, Murray State, Wichita State, Marshall. That bracket. That's 2 good games there.
Auburn Charleston could be interesting.
TCU Syracuse, interesting to me.
I had a dream about Syracuse last night. That's weird that you said that.
What, did they upset the child actor? I'd like to see that too.
It was a dream that Syracuse won the national title. And it was weird. Like Carmelo was still playing with them, but he was like a 30th year freshman.
It's pretty good.
It was weird. It's funny. I didn't even think about that until Tommy said Syracuse. I've had some weird dreams lately, guys. Really weird dreams. Like the other night, I was going in for YSN to talk to some schools, and Latonia and Wellsville were in the same school. Like literally walked from one school into the other school through a hallway. I don't know why. I guess I'm just bringing this up because we're talking about dreams. I brought up dreams, but
yeah,
weird stuff, guys. Like what the heck's going on? It's this turn back the clock thing or spring forward's got me all screwed up.
I got a bold prediction.
Let's do it.
Are you ready for it?
Ready.
Sure.
Today, Friday, March 16th, 2018, ladies and gentlemen, will be the first time ever in NCAA tournament history where a 1 seed falls in the first round.
Oh,
my ass.
Who's gonna do it? Who?
Texas Southern is going to beat Xavier today.
You're not the guy that just said Xavier, are you?
Xavier, whatever.
There it is. That's my boy.
Xavier, undefeated in football since 1973.
What?
Xavier, undefeated in football since 1973.
They don't have a team, do they?
Exactly.
Well, you're 0-1 today too, Squeaky, because you just said Xavier doesn't have a football team.
They don't.
Xavier.
They actually sell that. They actually sell that shirt there. Believe it or not, undefeated since 1973.
Xavier isn't a team. Xavier is.
Whatever.
Then change the X to a Z.
Well, it could be Xavier. I mean, if you want to get really crazy, it could be Xavier Université.
Is that like Jamal pronounced the same way but spelled about 15 different ways?
And that does it for our show today. Squeaky, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble. The Squeaky Bandito. All right, Squeaks, it's your time to shine. Yeah. First off, Peasy, you really think that it's going to be a 16-1 today?
I think it's probably one of the best chances we've had in the past 25 years of it happening.
I love it. I want to see it because then Arizona's off the hook. I'm looking at you, Arizona. Sean Miller, one-way ticket to Pittsburgh. Let's do it.
That's like a punishment at this point.
Would you stop it? Would you stop it? You're sitting there with your Anthony Hartwig hat on.
Yeah, I am.
And you're going to sit there and bash Pittsburgh. Are you going to tell me that the Chiefs are the best team in football again? You know what?
No.
I will tell you this. And I know he's taking a nap right now. I know he's taking a nap. He was supposed to be on the show. He's taking a nap because he's got a headache. Anthony Hartwig, you got yours last night when you were poking around saying, oh, yeah, Arizona. Why would you take them to win the national championship? Well, guess what, buddy? That's like losing to the Titans in the NFL playoffs in the first round. Booyah. Booyah. I served it up. I served it up to him last night, and he didn't like it too much. He gave me a screw you GIF or GIF or whatever the hell it's called.
I'm going home.
Kansas City. How can you sit there? I expect that from Hartwig. I don't expect that from the Bandito. Peasy's got guaranteed. Peasy got right now. He's got either his blue or his black Pittsburgh Pirates hat.
I'm toboggan rocking today.
No,
I'm tired of this cold weather.
It's kind of cold out today.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Are you just are you wearing the green for St. Patty's Day? Is that what's going on? Is that the real reason?
No, nope.
A little bit. I mean, that'll be tomorrow. I do got to find corned beef for tomorrow, but you know.
Corned beef?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're Irish, huh?
Mm-hmm.
McMahon. There's my first clue. Are you guys doing anything special for St. Patty's Day?
I'll be at a youth basketball tournament.
Attaboy. Something says St. Patty's Day like youth basketball.
Right.
What about you, Squeaks?
I don't know. I could go for some green beer, though. I mean, that'd be pretty good.
we got to take this show on the road sometime. One of these days where like on a Friday where you know, Peasy's off or he's got some time, take the show on the road and do it from a local establishment. What do you say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Be awesome. I'm 100% down with that. Maybe we could do it from Abdella's Steakhouse when you buy me dinner.
I'm not buying you dinner. Buffalo, you know what? Do they have buffalo? Because maybe that's what I'll order. Because they're cooked. Yeah.
There's only about 5 things on the menu at Abdella's.
Then why the hell are we going there?
Because it's good.
DJs.
Because it's not a steak, it's a hunk of meat.
Jeez, oh man. Speaking of hunks of meat, G. Burbick Farms owner Greg Burbick, big birthday today. He's a huge supporter of YSN. He's a big supporter of the Breakfast Burrito. So we want to give a shout out to Greg. I think it's the big 5-0 for him. And I'm not sure that people want him to know that, but happy birthday, Greg. We're all thankful for you being a part of this here at YSN and your great support across not only YSN, South Range, Columbiana, but all across our networks. Every single school covered by G. Burbick Farms. So have a great birthday today. You still, no matter what anybody says or anything, you still have the best steak there is out there, the best steak I've ever cooked and the best steak I've ever tasted. So hats off to you. Happy birthday, brother. Hope you have a good one. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better. Check them out, G. Burbick Farms on Facebook, as well as gburbickfarms, I think, .com. So we'll double check that on the way out. But I need to get you guys some G. Burbick steaks because that's where it's at, man. You want to talk about hunks of meat? I mean, it's good, local raised. Oh, it's delicious. Get you guys some steak.
It's right off Route 7, right?
Yeah. It's called New Buffalo Road. It's in Columbiana there, and it's a little bit off the beaten path, from Columbiana. But I'll tell you what, it's first off, when you're on the way back there, the houses are beautiful, and then his farm is gorgeous as well. I am my aunt and uncle own a dairy farm, but Greg raises his own beef. And naturally, when you're driving up to it, you see all the cows. And the question I asked him the one time was, do you name all of them? And his response to me was, yeah, I sure do. Mortgage, bills, all that stuff. And it's just, I mean, I guess I couldn't be a farmer because I can't do it. I can't hunt because I can't kill. But I guess when, it's in your blood and it's in your family for that long, you do it. And Greg does it better than anybody else. So hats off to him. And again, guys, if you have a chance to check out G. Burbick Farms, I'm telling you, I am the biggest advocate for him. I love it. My freezer is absolutely packed full of meat. And here's a little something. If you're there and you got an extra couple bucks to spend, get the jerky. Spring for the jerky. It's delicious. It's so good. What's the name?
Have to try it out.
What's the name of the dairy farm, by the way?
Dairy farm up in upstate New York is it's way out of town. I can't remember the name right now. Van something, I think. Her last name is Van Leeshout.
Probably, but is it by Lake Chicago by any chance?
It's in like Verona, Utica area. So
a little further east than that.
Yep. But hey, so here we go. You wanted to talk a little bit about the NBA.
Yeah, a little bit.
Spit it out, Junior.
Well, the first thing that showed up on the highlights from the Cavs losing yet again last night, because what else have they done recently?
Oh boy.
But is LeBron taking off and putting somebody on a poster, and both teams afterwards the press conference talking about how he took off and put somebody on a poster. Yet at the same time, they're playing the Portland Trailblazers, and they got beat pretty handily by the Trailblazers last night. McCollum and Lillard both went off last night. LeBron's yelling at his coach once again. And Jordan Clarkson in the locker room afterwards is somehow wearing a Chicago Bulls jacket.
What's the beef on this?
Thoughts?
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 Don't wear one. Don't. I mean, that's stupid. Who the hell? If this is true,
It's 100% true.
Who the hell let him walk in with a Chicago Bulls jacket on? Because it's not like they were at home. It's not like he brought it from home, had it in the car. That means he wore it on the, either had it with him on the plane, or at least wore it from the hotel over. So he was seen by a bunch of guys. Like, if you're LeBron James and you're sitting there and you're complaining, I almost said the other word, to your coach, let's take a look around the locker room. Jordan Clarkson, I was the thing that was Nance his dad was a Cav, right?
Yes.
Okay, Jordan Clarkson, that's low. That's disrespectful. You're not getting checks from the Chicago Bulls, as far as I know.
No.
You're getting checks from the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there's a little bit of bad blood between those teams to begin with. I don't think that you I think that's just a bad look. I think I got to look this up because that's going to drive me nuts. If I see this, I'm going to lose it.
They talked about it when they interviewed him. I think it was Steven Jackson was talking about ESPN. They were like, it's like, man, these millennials, man, these NBA players now, like, how do they do that?
Listen, if I ever saw Ben Roethlisberger in a Ravens jacket, I would. My heart's bumping right now just thinking about it.
The only thing where I could see that would have been acceptable, somebody doing that, is like if Pedro would have done it when he called the Yankees his daddy and he's wearing a Yankee jacket. It just would have made it better.
I'm not even so sure that's because Boston would have lost their mind.
They would. Well, the Yankee fans lost their mind too, because anytime you ever pitch the rest of his career, they start chanting him, "Who's your daddy?"
Yeah. I'm trying to find it right now. I can't find it on my phone.
It would probably be on the highlights on ESPN more than likely. Maybe the press conference that word, but it's a bull. It says Chicago Bulls on it.
Did you guys see LeBron's dunk last night?
Yes.
Oh.
And did you see his kicks? Did anybody see his kicks?
Yes.
Those kicks were disgusting. What are those?
What were they?
They were like bright orange. And it was weird because I didn't think that they were allowed to wear different color shoes than their jerseys.
Well, they were probably bright red.
No, they were orange. I mean, they were like.
It probably shows up on the camera as orange. They're probably like a real bright red.
Okay. Regardless, they were awesome. They were awesome. Real cool. I mean, everywhere he went, you knew it was him on the floor moving. Kind of like, do you guys play NBA 2K at all?
Oh yeah.
You always know it's LeBron because he's got his LeBron shoes on and he's got the sleeve, and usually he had the headband, and now he doesn't wear the headband. So then he kind of all that crap. You knew LeBron James from everybody else on the floor last night because of those shoes. They were awesome, and that dunk was awesome. It was incredible. That was almost. Remember Dwight Howard in the Superman cape where he didn't really dunk it; he just kind of threw it in. That was pretty much what LeBron did last night on that cat.
Yeah.
Can we just call him the greatest of all time? Can we do that?
You can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I'm going to do it. He's the greatest of all time. LeBron James is the greatest of all time. Period. End of story. Kaput. Finito. Bendito.
Right.
Those are called the Nike LeBron 15 orange box shoes.
They were orange.
They pay homage to the orange Nike box. The face of Nike since taking a historic endorsement in 2003, LeBron James returned to the location of the brand's headquarters for a game against the Portland Trail Blazers tonight.
Because it's
that's why
I get it.
That's why. Yep, and that's why he wore them. So the Nike LeBron 15 orange boxes, they are released for sale as of yesterday, and you can get those for a value price of $200.
Or you can get them straight from China for about $49.
Yeah, and how long will those be available? Because I don't think they're going to be available for too much longer.
I'm
sure they're a limited release, I would imagine. Cool shoes, though. You're right. Or if they make them in blue. I don't wear orange.
I wore orange my whole life.
I know. You bulldog.
We know.
Oh, you're going to give me a we know when you're sitting there wearing a green hat like a damn Irishman?
Well,
he is McMahon.
Squeaky McMahon.
Squeaky McMahon.
He wore that hat because Hartwig was supposed to be on the show. That's the only reason he wore that hat. He was trying to get into Hartwig's heart.
We got to retire number 34.
Yeah, we do.
We do. All right, who's going first? Who's rolling it up?
Mr. Pease,
go ahead. I went first yesterday.
Did you go first? Did you go first yesterday?
Yeah, I'll go last. I'll go last because so I don't have throw my honorable mention in and make DJ mad.
Going to the rafters today in YSN Gymnasium, the number 34, the greatest big man of all time, already retired once for the number 32, Shaquille O'Neal, second jersey in the rafters. Straight up.
You love Shaquille O'Neal.
Who doesn't love the big Shaqtus? Who doesn't? My dog even loves this. I mean, you can hear him barking. He loves Shaq.
He's like, yeah, Shaq. Roof, roof.
He's getting pretty damn excited over Shaq having 2 jerseys in the rafters. 2. Bazinga. Who do you guys got?
I'm going to go. I'm hanging number 34 to the rafters, this jersey. There could probably easily be 100 of them because that's probably how many he wore in his career because they got ripped from him, right off of him, Mr. Earl Campbell.
Wow. It's a good pick. Peasy's going to blow us both out of the water here.
Oh, I know what he's going to pick. I got a feeling.
I'm surprised you didn't pick a goalie again.
Yeah, I do.
Well, neither of you monkeys picked my number 1 or honorable mention, so I could have
take them both. Put them both in the rafters. Let's go.
Well, I hold on, my phone's ringing here. All right, here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1.
Commercial break.
Should we go to commercial break? The first guy who's going in the rafters today, he's a strikeout king. And his name is Nolan Ryan.
Yep, he was going to go. He's already in mine. It's not fair.
Why?
He wore the number 30 as well, I believe.
He did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then number 2.
Anyway.
Sweetness himself, Mr. Walter Payton.
Oh, I was wrong.
Oh, damn. Nice job, Peasy.
Who did you think?
Bo Nose.
Oh, yeah, Bo Nose could be in there too. Yeah, I didn't even think about Bo.
Damn it.
I thought DJ'd be all over Bo Nose.
So did I.
Okay. Breaking news. WrestleMania breaking news. Macaulay Culkin has accepted Rusev's battle or challenge for WrestleMania.
Does anybody else immediately think of Rusev going through the Home Alone house?
Not really, no.
I did. The paint can coming down the stairs and hitting Rusev square in the head.
Oh, it could be. What if that's really going to happen? That'd be something if that's really happening.
Yeah, but then in 3 years, Macaulay Culkin's got to go in the WWE Hall of Fame.
All right, they're going to run out of celebrities.
Well, here's another bit of breaking news, and I don't know if this is kayfabe or what this is, but Did you see the Moolah Invitational or whatever that is, the event that they're going to hold at WrestleMania? They stripped Moolah's name off of it.
Yeah, what was that about?
So apparently she's not exactly the greatest human being of all time, and the WWE was a little bit late to that party. Is everything that I'm reading? So it's interesting that they didn't do their due diligence before, and now they've got to rename it. So I'm very interested to see how they handle this, because this is a PR nightmare for them.
So wait a minute, I don't understand why they had to rename it though.
Because she was not a captain. She was not a good person. You guys like that? I keep this all the time.
What mean she's not a good person? What did she do wrong?
I don't know. No, I was reading she was pimping people out. I don't know what that means per se.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Fabulous Moolah was a pimp.
Yeah, she was a pimp. You know, pimp hand strong, and that was the thing. Like, I heard that she did terrible things to people. So, yeah, that's the real story here. It's going to be interesting to see and interesting to watch.
They put The Godfather on television.
Whole train.
Fabulous Moolah, was she the one that delivered Mark the hand or whatever it was?
No. I was Mae Young.
Okay. To this day, I still don't understand what the hell that was all about, and it still grosses me out.
That's the one time I was watching a wrestling thing. Well, other than actual violence, seeing tons of blood, I almost threw up.
Yep.
Not gross. The hand, the other part.
Gross.
The Royal Rumble swimsuit competition. It wasn't like with the cat, which I love the cat. I love that. That was great.
You lost me.
About a month before that, they were in some mud pit match or whatever, and the cat showed the goods. And
what cat?
Lawler's old wife, the cat. You Miss Kitty.
Oh, I don't know. No idea. I was a WCW kid. You had me so twisted up and tangled, Bandito. I'll tell you what, man. I'll start calling you the Twisted Bandito. That's it for our show, guys. Any final thoughts for the weekend?
Go Buffalo.
Yeah, you better say go Buffalo. Go DJs.
Yeah, you got $30 ribs going on this, because he's definitely gonna get the super.
It's all right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take one look and I'm gonna say, "What do you recommend, good sir?" And they're gonna say, "Oh, go for the super." And
they're gonna say the super and a Long Island iced tea is probably what they're gonna say.
Are you going with us, Bandito, or is this just a date between Thomas and myself?
Yeah, we can go. We can take the Bandito.
I'd go.
Bandito's going.
I'd go.
You know who's not going? Anthony Hartwig, because you got a headache. You don't show up to the breakfast burrito. Out. He's on his way to Kentucky, so I can't really blame him that much. Hey, have a safe trip to Kentucky. Every one of you guys have a great weekend. And Tommy, Buffalo sucks. It's a great day.
Make it yours.